wanted to be consistent in the things that I knew but wasn't actually acting on a daily basis. Or when I traveled, I found all these excuses to not eat as healthy as I know that I could. And I just wanted that coach and I wanted that accountability.
That 10 to 15 pounds that I just can't seem to lose. And I have parents that have a lot of physical ailments, if you will, conditions, and most of it is because of lack of exercise and poor diet. So I really knew that I wanted to start addressing it, lose that extra 10 pounds that just wasn't budging, and start becoming active. On the food side, so on the nutrition side, I read a lot. That doesn't mean I took action on it, but I read a lot. I tried Weight Watchers twice. I tried the keto diet. I tried the Whole30. I even tried some of the fasting, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So I tried a variety of things, and I wouldn't see any results, and I would just give up.
I've done so many diets out there, but the one that I continued to do was the Whole30, and restricting myself, losing all this weight, only thinking about food I couldn't have, and then binging on everything I couldn't on the 31st day, and doing that on repeat. But to figure out balance and to be able to have a margarita with friends, or, enjoy a sweet treat here and there, and still eat healthy most of the time. Oh, it's such an amazing life when you can enjoy the foods that you love, still eat healthy, make better choices 89% of the time, and love your body. So I love that I found balance and that I will never do a restrictive diet ever again.
On the fitness side, I really didn't even attempt. I don't like exercise. I don't want to exercise. And I have a very sedentary job, and I knew that was a problem, and I wasn't doing anything about it. And it's been my entire adult life that I'd rather read a book than do anything physical. I also felt I didn't have time for it. I'm trying to work and build a business. I would come up with every excuse from it's too hot outside, or it's raining, or I have to drive too far to get somewhere. I don't even know what the single block was. I just couldn't do it. And I knew that was a problem because I recognized all the excuses that everything I was saying were just excuses, because I've given up. I've tried and given up and tried and given up. And, my concern was, well, here's one more thing to try. And I don't know if I'm going to make it or not make it, but let's try it. I knew that I needed a coach because I needed the accountability, and I needed the encouragement. And while I can certainly get that from another member of my family, I can't get it without the judgment. And also I knew that if someone's like, oh, it's time to exercise, that's all I would need, I would explode. It would not end happily. I needed a third party to really help me, someone who knew how to work with someone who had some sort of block like I do or did.
I used to emotionally eat all the time because I used to, eat a whole thing of Ben and Jerry's and then be done for the weekend, and then I wouldn't get back on the bandwagon a week later.
Part of it is the pants that I've been wearing, the same size that I've been wearing. I now have to wear belts, and I find myself pulling them up, and I'm not ready to go down a size. I know I would fit into a size, but I'm like, I want to go down 2 sizes. So that's so that definitely makes me feel good that I get to buy new clothes now.
So I've learned to move. And the other thing that I learned to make it a good workout day is to carry the heavy bags, because we're always going out, doing something. And I choose to actually get the heavy bags, and, and lift the heavy bags. Before, I could not lift the bags heavier. I would have to wait for her. So I would have, oh, you take that one, sister. I'll get this little one. So that's been really good, Heather. That's been really, really good.
I've changed my perspective on food. I've been kinder to myself, which helps me make better choices. This is the best results I've ever seen, going slowly and being able to eat foods that I enjoy. Others can notice. My boyfriend just said the other day that I'm like the fittest I've ever been.
Part of it is, as much as I read before, this was, I really think, Heather, you explaining it to me the right thing at the right time when I needed to hear it, when I was ready to hear it. So knowing that when I wrote something, that you read it and you would respond to it. It didn't just go into the abyss. So I felt like there was the interaction during the week, not just when we met on a weekly basis. Feeling good about yourself then just helps you feel good about everything else that you do, right? It doesn't have to be fitness or exercise. I'm more encouraged to do something different at work, or, I'm a better person to be around, an easier person for sure to be around.
You have to keep moving no matter what, even if you have to improvise. That's the other thing that I've noticed, the stamina being there because of the program.
Life now, after a year of coaching with Heather, is drastically different. Before I met Heather, lots of things happened, and I decided that this was going to be the year of Caitlin, and I wasn't going to put myself last anymore. And you guys, it feels so good. It's like there's a weight off of my shoulders, and to have Heather on my side, and look forward to our calls and her keeping me accountable to my health and taking care of me and putting myself first is something I've never done before. And now I feel like I have these tactics to say no to others, to say yes to myself, to slow down, and that I have choices when it comes to food. They don't just happen, and I have no idea how I'm knee deep in Ben & Jerry's and ice cream and soda. I realize that I have choices and that I have an opportunity to make a better choice. And being consistent with my habits, that everything is just progress, and I'm just trying to get a little bit better, and I'm never striving for perfection, and that I'm always learning. So if I messed up on something, how can I look at that differently and learn from it and just use that to make a better decision later? Because I'm sure that same scenario is gonna come up again, and now I'll be better prepared for it. So life, stress, you can take that. I am ready to handle you and make consistently better food choices and to be kind to myself. And I'm 7 pounds lighter because of it. So thank you, Heather.
3 weeks I've been here with my sister on an extended trip, learning to improvise, keeping my tummy happy, doing different things with food. That's been so much easier for me than before, because I have some idea of, okay, this is what you need to do to keep the tummy happy. Tummy not happy, body's not happy.
I'm really loving my life. I'm loving how I'm eating. I love how I'm working out. And I don't think I've ever felt that way before with a diet or with a workout that I would like to keep for forever.
biggest takeaways I've had from coaching with Excellent Nutrition is gaining control of my stress and getting more sleep. I had no idea how drastically that would change my life and my body. So my goal in the beginning was just to maintain my weight and be consistent with my habits that I knew were important but wasn't doing. And little did I know, focusing on stress and sleep would let my body lose 7 pounds over this past year. So that was a great benefit that I was not expecting.
I want to say that my view shifted to possibilities rather than the limitations. Since you weren't judging me, I stopped judging myself. It's an entirely different way of thinking now about fitness, not just the exercise or the fitness side of it, but how important recovery and rest is. So it looks at the whole person.
If you're like me and you are super stressed out, or at least I was a year ago, I still have stress, but Heather has helped me respond to that stress better. I remember having some really chaotic moments, especially when I was transitioning from one job to running my own business, and talking to Heather, and she gives you these practical tips and tricks to relieve your stress that you can do anywhere. And I cannot tell you how that has positively impacted my work life, how it's positively impacted my relationship with my boyfriend, and then how I can now make calmer, saner choices around food because I can handle my stress a lot better than I could before I was coaching with Heather.
You met me where I was and where I wanted to be. Yeah, I would highly recommend this program.